This conference will
Okay,
now be recorded.
awesome. So let us get started. So give me a second. Let me just organize my screen.
Hello, folks. I hope you all doing good and safe outside. Welcome to our webinar on AWS Artificial Intelligence. We will be starting our session in 10 minutes. Stay till the end of this webinar so will not miss any live demos from us. Believe me, you're going to enjoy those demos. And you can download machine learning ebooks for free. Only if you stay till end of this webinar.
Thank you, Kevin. So you might be wondering what? I mean, people who joined early, okay, people who joined early, like at least 10 or 20 minutes back, you might have heard about like one of my colleague Kevin used to talk to you, right? So here goes my first demo in AI. So I have not yet started a class, okay? I'm just giving a demo right away. But I'm just going to tell you what is this, who is this Kevin? So Kevin is not a really human being. Yep, that's it. So Kevin is not a human being. It's a AI based service that I'm using in AWS, in Amazon Web Services. So Kevin can able to convert all my text into speech. Okay, that's what it does. So I don't. So like Kevin can able to take care about every marketing related stuff. You know, like Kevin can able to invite you guys to the events. Kevin can do a lot of stuff, right? So I will show you a demo on this particular services later. Okay, so let us get started. Okay, so today it's going to be a 90 minutes session. So make your time till 90 minutes. We're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to learn a lot of knowledge. Okay, so okay, so today we're going to talk about AWS artificial intelligence. So today I'm going to focus much on AI services, ML services on AWS. So I'm going to show you a lot of demo. And more than that, I understand there are a lot of beginners today joining the session. So I just want to give a brief idea, a template. I just want to, let's imagine, I just want to install a template on your brain saying that what is exactly machine learning is, what is exactly happening in the world, how exactly machine learning models are trained, how it is deployed, right? How companies are doing. So much into real time stuff, lot of things. So let us get started. So a simple introduction about me. Okay, so I am Sharad Kumar. I'm a founder and CEO of Psitron Technologies Pvt. Limited. We are Bangalore-based company, so we work in Bangalore, obviously, but we do a lot of things globally through online. So personally, I have done more than 25 plus webinars, 40 plus workshops and courses. So workshops and courses, real-time workshops and courses, like people like you join and learn and they become experts and they go for all the fancy paying jobs. So yeah, that's it. And so personally, we have trained more than 5,000 plus people's, like working professionals like you, maybe a students, maybe a professors who is doing research, a lot of people's like that. So we train a lot of people's. So what is this Citron Technologies anyway? So Citron Technologies is a Bangalore-based company. So we are not a training-based company. So you might be wondering, I'm a training-based company just conducting a training here. So I am not a training-based company. So we are a product-based company. So what we do? So we work with industries like manufacturing industries, automobile industries. So we help building ML solutions. We help building AI solutions, and we provide opportunities for the corporates. I mean, we work with them. So we have a domain expertise on AWS, artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning. Yep, that's it. So we do a lot, obviously. So I will talk about the company later, much more. Okay. So let's get started. So I just I'm getting messages in the chat, like Satish said, not audible. So folks, if you don't mind, can you just tell me yes if my audio is audible, it's loud enough, so I can have a quick verification. Let's make sure everything is goes good and you enjoy that. Okay, thank you, Anand. So yeah, so everyone is saying it's yes. Satish, I will just suggest you just check, maybe if you can able to use some different microphone or something, might work. Thank you. So yep. Okay, so here we go. So this is what exactly that we are focused on today. Okay, so I just want to talk about these three things: impact of AI and ML. So what is the opportunities of machine learning in AWS? So why do we need to talk about AWS in a first hand, right? And what exactly industry looks like right now? What is the trend in industry? What's the job trend? Okay, those are the three things that I want to discuss today. So let us get started. Impact of AI and ML. So let us discuss about few things. Okay, like, so I just want to start with explaining why we are here today. So there is a reason why we are here today, right? So we have around 84 people joining. Still, people are joining. So we know that almost 100 people why we are today, because we know that what is happening in the world. So people talk about AI, people talk about artificial intelligence, people talk about uh, deep learning. So a lot of things are happening in the world. Those are the buzzwords, right? So a lot of things are happening in the world. We know that there is a huge thing going to happen. I mean, there is a huge piece of cake. I mean, it's a complete cake what is waiting for you guys to digest, right? So a lot of things are happening in the world right now. So we know that everyone want to be a part of, let's imagine, artificial intelligence. We want to learn a lot of things, right? So because you know that AI ML jobs are trending, those are the high paid jobs in industry. If you don't know, now you know. So AI ML jobs are the high paid jobs as of right now in industry. I will validate that, okay? No issues. So let's start discussing about impact of AI and ML, okay? So this is the slide which explains, which tells you what is really happening in the world. So if we consider a sector wise, let's imagine you might be coming from an education background. Let's imagine someone might be coming from maybe a cybersecurity background. Someone might be coming from a health sector. Okay, someone might be coming from a let's imagine e-commerce domain. Someone might be coming from a gaming solutions domain. So lot of domains, right? But if you really wonder, especially for the beginners, okay, especially for the beginners, if you don't know, it's like, so if you're really wondering what is the applications of machine learning, where it is used, where and all it is used. So the reality is, wherever we have an access to digital data, there is a use case of ML and AI. So let's imagine starting from an agriculture industry to space industry. So the use cases exist everywhere. Opportunities exist everywhere, which comes with huge opportunities, not a small opportunities, because those those ML AI solutions that you're going to offer in your own domain, so that's going to return back very huge ROI to your industries especially. So that's why every industry run behind AI services, machine learning services, solutions. So like let us start beginning a talk with our mobile phones itself. Okay, so why do we talk about everything? Let's start with the AI services, ML services that we use in every day. What are you talking? I'm using AI services. Are you telling we are using AI services every day? If you wonder, yes. If you don't know, I will be revealing few things today. So everyone has a smartphone, right? You might be having an Android, you might be having iOS, some other brand, who knows, right? So let's imagine. So if you don't know, like, we are using AI services every day. So I like to give this example. So you might be every latest available smartphones, if you consider, they comes with a face unlocking system. I mean, what do you mean by face unlocking system? We know that Android, iOS mobiles has a pattern unlock or maybe a password unlock system. You can able to unlock your phone, right? But you know that there's a one more option. You can able to use your face to unlock your phone, right? So if you wonder what's really happening, there is a technology of machine learning is being used. So basically, that is a computer vision technology. What do you mean by computer vision? So computer vision is anything that you do with images and videos, that is called computer vision. So that's it. So we are using AI services every day. And more powerful example, if I want to provide, here we go. Everyone is aware about the deep learning technology devices, what they used to call in a technical perspective. But we know that by calling a names as OK Google, Alexa, Siri. You might be heard about it, isn't it? So everyone has interacted in either way, either with Google, OK Google. So you have in your Android mobile, you can just call OK Google right away. Maybe not right now. So you can tell OK Google, can you just open me WhatsApp? So can you sing some songs? Can you sing me a happy birthday? Right? So those are called deep learning devices. So it can able to understand it can able to understand your language. I mean, it can understand what you talk, and it can process the data, and it can provide the relevant output what you're looking forward, right? So it's the same job what Amazon Alexa does. Amazon has their own proprietary device called Amazon Alexa. So Apple has their own Siri. And more than that, if you don't know, so let's imagine, so right now, so we are moving into the different environment. Obviously, like a lot of electric vehicles are going to come. Obviously, there is no more no more, I mean, especially people's you can see like the oil resources in the world is going down day by day, and we are thinking about much into going with the EV. And there are a lot of companies working with EV, especially this technologies like AI and ML playing very important role. And if you know, like every EV based four wheeler right now, if you see, those four wheelers are coming integrated with such deep learning technologies like okay Google, Amazon Alexa. Obviously they have their own proprietary system. I mean, if you take car companies like Audi, or maybe if you take car companies like Honda, they have their own systems. They have their own deep learning technologies that comes into the picture. Just imagine, okay, you can just talk to your car. Okay, it's something like that. That's something like that comes in a science fiction movies, right? So you can just tell hey, okay Google, can you start my car? Okay Google, can you just move my car? So something like that, right? So you don't want to even drive it, right? You can just move the car. So yeah, I can just keep on telling these stories. Obviously these stories are being interested all those times to hear. But so what we are here today is to understand what AI and what is machine learning can able to offer you after this webinar. What, how exactly you can be part of it, and how can you can become much, how can you organize your life into much more better way, right? By getting into AI and ML. So that's it. That's what I said. Like AI and ML use cases are everywhere. It may be gaming industry, it may be health sector. Health sector is, and again, right now due to this pandemic situations, right? So you know that the worst situation that we are coming out right now, and if you see now there are more investments are going into health sector. More investments are going to health sector, and especially the technologies like and AI ML. So just consider, like, okay, let's imagine the AI based treatment. I mean, AI based, like now AI robots can able to operate a human body. So it can able to operate a human body. So machine learning based technologies can able to predict the cancer before it is going to the worst situation and the worst in worst to the before going to the worst stages. It can able to predict the cancer, maybe like certain other diseases like this. So now scientists are working very hard to design a like algorithm, especially to find a drug. I mean, so like obviously, so obviously, still human beings are the peoples who want to invent the drug. I mean, like yeah, machine learning can able to do that. It can able to replace the human beings. Obviously, a technology can become more better. You know that how much the amount of time that we waited to get the COVID vaccine. But what if a machine learning algorithm can able to find the drug solution, right, within a few months, not for a year, right? So that's it. So the use cases existed everywhere. It may be e-commerce use cases, you know, like for example, Amazon. If you consider Amazon.com or .in, so Amazon does a lot of innovations in their website. I mean, every review that we put for the products that you buy in an Amazon. So Amazon used to classify that how many Amazon used to make a prediction saying that whether customers are really happy with this guy. Like maybe you might be buying a smartphone, or you might be buying some few things to the upcoming festival in India, Diwali, right? You might be buying some few products from Amazon, and you will be reviewing that particular customer, sorry, to the particular vendor who has sold the product. If you're really happy, you're going to give a good reviews. Are not happy, going to give a bad reviews, obviously, right? So Amazon keeps on monitoring this data, and they are trying to predict whether customers are really happy or not. Sorry, yeah. So this is what they do. And so this is a serious thing. I mean day by day the global machine learning market, it's growing like anything else. The opportunities are heavy. If you're not looking into this particular direction, you're going to miss the serious opportunity in a future. Obviously you need to think about ML and AI, because this is what exactly the future is. Okay, so you might be thinking about the use cases. Obviously there are varieties of use cases in varieties of industries, right? So computer vision, what I mentioned, anything that we can do with images and videos, or maybe use cases in NLP, which is called natural language processing, especially sentiment analysis. So the example that I provided you, what Amazon does with your reviews that you provide to Amazon.in or .com, right, after buying a product. So they used to analyze the sentiment, whether customers are really happy or not, right? That's how Amazon is being the first, I mean, it's a global company, right? They have created a monopoly, so they are the players in e-commerce. How do you think it happened? Obviously they utilize the technologies like this day by day to make it better. So are maybe use cases in robotics, right? Otherwise a self-driving car. So we just talked about EVs, right? Especially if you talk about self-driving cars, obviously none other than we talk about Tesla. So Tesla is doing a great job, and soon, like we might expect a lot of EVs in many different brands. And if you're joining from India, so soon we might expect a lot of things, and in abroad too. So are maybe use cases like computer vision, especially into agriculture. Let's imagine detecting the wheat. I mean, if there is any pest, if there is any disease on the plant leaves, trying to predict that, analyzing the traffic, analyzing a traffic. Like that's what exactly Google does, right? Everyone uses Google Maps once we go to the office. So Google Maps does a lot of things with by collecting a customer data and trying to make a prediction. And you know that we depend on Google Maps to find a better route to avoid a traffic. So everything is done on ML and AI, right? Okay, here we go. For the beginners, okay, I just want to give, I want to explain what is exactly this machine learning in a layman terms. I want you guys to observe this picture for a 10 seconds, and then I will ask you for a few questions. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to ask a question. You know this picture, you have observed this, you might be still observing it. What do you think this picture is about? So what do you think this picture is about? So let me ask a question. If you're going to tell it's a park, I'm going to ask a question. How do you know this is a park? And what can you find in this picture? So you may tell, okay, there is a peoples. I can see a men, and I can see a women. I can see a lot of dogs, right? So someone said dogs, right? So yeah, Anand said dogs. And you can see a path where you can walk, and you can see a lot of trees, right? And you can see a lot of grass. So I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to throw you a question back saying that, how do you know this is a picture of a car park? Okay. How do you know this is the how do you know this is a human being, and especially how do you know this is the men? How do you know this is a man? And how do you know she's a woman? How do you know that? Okay, how do you know that? So let us think back. Let us forget about machine learning, forget about everything. So let's consider a newborn baby. Okay, so let's consider how we evolve. Okay, think about this. So let's think about the newborn baby, which is he or she might be just less than 1 years old. Okay, so a baby which is less than 1 years old barely can recognize his mother and father. Obviously, not much than that. Obviously, maybe a mother and father. So baby doesn't know anything apart from that, right? So your brain is empty. I mean, the brain is fresh. You don't have any data in it. So that's what it is, right? So what happens when the baby grows, right? So when the baby grows, he or she will be learning few different stuff. Maybe when the baby grows, he or she might be going to a babysitting school, probably. So where he will be learning how to walk, and even how to talk, right? Understanding the differences, right? And then he might be going to the primary school. He will learn mathematics, he will learn physics, he will consume a lot of data from different sources. He will consume data from his books, he consumes the data from his parents, he consumes the data from his teachers, right? So if we try to put it this is as a graph, okay, so the knowledge exponentially grows up, right? So then he might go to high school, then he might get a job, then he become a senior citizen, and finally we die, we expire. That's not the talk for today, but I'm just talking about how our knowledge evolves. The more the data that you consume, obviously you get a lot of knowledge, right? So this is what exactly machine learning is also doing. What is this? What machine learning is? Okay, so, so let us consider this dumb machines, right? Okay, I'm talking about dumb. Obviously, just this type, this machines can able to understand zero or one, right? That's it. None other than that, right? So, so the reality is whatever we learned. right? Whatever we learned, we know how to recognize this picture. We can able to understand what is in that picture. We can understand the scenery. It's a scenery of a park. We can understand the situation. We can understand it's maybe this like a morning hours or maybe probably evening hours. You can understand people are spending a time with their dogs, right? We can describe a lot of things. So we are trying to do the same stuff. We are trying to teach the same exact thing to these machines, right? By using technique called machine learning, artificial intelligence, deep learning. So there are various different things, right? We have a programming languages. We use Python, we use R, different kind of programming languages to write a script, and we teach that machines, right? So let me throw you a use case, okay? let's imagine you have a let's imagine you have a f it's you have a file. Let's imagine a CSV file, okay? uh, okay, so what do we have in this file? What do we have? What is a use case? Let's imagine. So what if you can able to design, what if you can able to design a machine learning model to predict your electricity consumption? What do you mean by that? What if it can design a algorithm to predict your electricity consumption, to forecast your electricity consumption otherwise, right? So what do you mean by that? So let's imagine every month we pay electricity bills. Just consider the same situation in the corporate office. Just imagine the same situation in hotels. Okay, so we pay electricity bills. What if you can able to train a machine learning model to predict what will be your electricity consumption, or maybe what is the amount of payment that I will be making in the next 6 months? So that is a forecasting. You can able to forecast, right? What will happen in next 6 months. So let's imagine, in order to design something like this, you need to have some data. You need to teach some data to your machine, right? So let's imagine if you want to do some mathematics, if you want to do some mathematics, you need to understand the numbers. You need to understand addition, subtraction, multiplication, algebra, whatever it is, right? Same stuff. If machine want to make some forecast, it should learn some data. So let's imagine I have a CSV file. So let's imagine I have collected 3 years of electricity consumption data from my home, or maybe from your office, corporate office. Let's imagine I collected all the parameters. What is the amount of current, voltage, or maybe all the parameters your washing machine, a water geyser, or maybe air conditioning unit in your office consumes. So I have 3 years of data. Maybe let's imagine I have some 30,000 data points. I mean 30,000 data. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach all this data to this machine. So this is a Raspberry Pi, for example. Let's imagine I'm going to teach all this data to my machine. So then I'm going to ask my machine to make some forecast. So I'm going to ask my machine to make a forecast for next 6 months. What will be my electricity consumption? What will be the costing? That what is the amount of payment that I will be making, right? So as simple as that. So we teach a machine, we teach a data to a machine, and we ask for a prediction. A prediction can be a futuristic prediction, or other ways. Let's imagine we want to do some computer vision. Let's imagine you want to train all the different kinds of pet animals. You might be having a cat, you might be having a dog, you might be having a cow, you might be having a tiger. Oh, tiger is not a pet animal, right? Okay, let's forget about that. Okay, so let's imagine we train all these pet animals, and let's imagine you want to make a prediction saying, okay, let's imagine if you're going to pass a picture of a cat. Okay, let's consider this a picture of a cat, and we pass the picture of a cat. Then your machine has to make a prediction saying it's a cat. It should not predict it's a dog, because it's a cat, right? Various different stuff, right, that we can do. So that's what is machine learning is in layman terms. So here comes the very important stuff. I want you guys to remember this template every time. So not exactly huge big, but I just try to understand, this is what exactly machine learning is from end to end. So this is what exactly happening. This is what exactly every industry does. Okay, so before showing this picture, I want to show this picture. So maybe very simplest form of understanding. So what is machine learning? We take a data, we teach a data, and then we ask for a prediction. Okay, so there are some multiple steps that we follow in the real-time machine learning over here. So let's imagine first we start from fetching a data. So in order to train a machine, you need to have a data. We take a data, and we will make sure the data is clean enough. So a data might consider a lot of garbage in it, right? A garbage can be understood kind of something like this. You might be having some missing data. So I have collected 30,000 data points. From 30,000 data points that I've collected, okay, I might have some lot of missing rows, columns, maybe some wrong data, right? So cleaning that is very important, right? You cannot feed a wrong data, right? You cannot, let's imagine you cannot take a, let's imagine a school kid, a kid is who the kid who is going to the school. So giving a proper education is very important. So making sure the kids goes in a right path is very important. You make sure you go and get a right school for him, get a right mentors for him, right? So the right things that you want to do. So you make sure you don't have any garbage. You need to clean your data. So then finally we prepare a data. Preparing is making sure we make the format is ready. Let's imagine your machine is looking forward for CSV data. Maybe your machine is looking for some kind of JSON Parquet data, right? We make sure the format is ready. So then we train a machine learning model. Training is nothing but, yeah, we teach a data. So we ask machine to learn all this data. Yeah, then machine is going to learn all this data. So then finally, once the machine is going to learn all this data, what we're going to do, we're going to evaluate the machine learning model. What do you mean by evaluating? So let's imagine a school kid is a kid who is going to the school. How do you evaluate? How school is going to evaluate him? By doing examination, right? They give examination, annual examination probably, right? So we give some examination to a machine. So that is called evaluation in a machine learning techniques. So making sure your model is doing quite good. So if your results are satisfied, then what we do, we deploy a machine learning model in a production ready environments. So that's where the clouds like AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure comes into the picture. So so this AWS has a platform to deploy it. Google has a platform, obviously. Azure has a platform. So we deploy a machine learning model in a production. So what do you mean by deployment? As simple as that. So we talk about, let's imagine we talk about hosting a website. Why do we host a website? Because peoples can come and consume a content, right? Similar to that, deployment is nothing but hosting a machine learning model. We host a machine learning model in a production ready environment, and then finally people can come and interact with that, right? So this is where the users comes. So this is where users comes and interacts. So you might pass a lot of data, you might get a lot of predictions, and there are techniques to monitor. I mean, you need to make sure once your model is deployed in a production ready environment, you need to keep on monitoring it, right? Because it may go wrong, it may throw some issues, errors, right? Technical terms. If I talk in much technical terms, it might throw a lot of it might throw a lot of errors. There is something called drift. So you need to make sure you monitor it. So this cycle continues. This is what exactly the typical uh, the cycle of machine learning. So a simplistic of understanding, let's imagine you want to train a machine learning model, and you might get a different data. As I mentioned, your data might comes in a CSV file, right? Or you might have a data in the pictures, JPEG, PNGs. Maybe you are trying to do some computer vision based use cases, or maybe a data comes as a JSON file, or maybe you might have a bad text files, right? So initially we start preparing a data, then we start training a model. So once we have a data prepared, clean, then we start training a model. Finally, we deploy it. So once deployment is ready, so your users can come and interact with a hosted model. That's how the things work. So if you're looking for a technical definition of what is this machine learning is, if you want a technical definitions, this is what it says. So machine learning is a study of algorithm and the mathematical models that computer system uses progressively improve their performance in a specific task. In another way, if I want to put it, so machine learning is all about teaching a complex mathematical models to your machine. So once your machine has understand that complex mathematical models, it can able to make some futuristic predictions. That's what exactly the machine learning is, right? So this is it, and a few more things that you need to understand. So if you want to become an expert tomorrow, if you want to become a specialist tomorrow, okay, so you need to know about the concepts like statistics and probability. You need to understand data engineering. So what do you mean by data engineering? So preparing a data, what I mentioned, cleaning a data, what I mentioned, those are all comes under data engineering. Then comes data visualization. Understanding how to visualize the data is very important, right? So because let's imagine, let's take a same exact example. Let's imagine I give the CSV file for you. Okay, let's imagine I'm going to give, or for all the 100 people who are attending this webinar, I'm going to give the CSV files. I'm going to ask you to analyze that picture, analyze that CSV file. not by using any visualization tools. I don't want you to use, let's imagine, any graphs. I don't want to use line graph, or maybe histograms, anything. Can you
Hello.
scroll down to 30,000 samples? Can you able to scroll down to 30,000 samples? Can you able to understand what is really happening in that data? Not, it's not possible, right? So that's where we use the visualization tools, like we use graphs to understand what is really happening in the data, right, to get more insight. So then we people talk about deep learning, right? Deep learning is all about a crazy technology what people used to think, but deep learning is very simple. Here we go. So deep learning is a concept inspired by a biological terms, actually. So what do you mean by biological terms? So let's consider it's exactly works like how our human brain works. Okay, so here we go. So we know that we have a neurons in our human, in a brain, right? We might have a billions of neurons. So what is the major role of this neurons to carry an electrical signal? So electrical signal is nothing but a information, right? So here, so neurons carry electrical signals. Maybe let's imagine if I'm going to hit you. Okay, just imagine I'm going to hit you. So so you're going to respond me back. So maybe you're going to hit me back, right? So this information will be processed by this billions of neurons inside, right? So it's the same way how deep neural networks works. Otherwise, artificial neural network works in machine learning. So we pass a data. So this informations will be processed by all the different layers in the neurons. So neuron network might look something like this. Okay, let's imagine you have neuron one, neuron two. They might have different layers like this. So the information will be fed here. So all these neurons will understand the data. So then finally we get the output at the last. So this is how the neural network works. Okay, so here comes the things that we are looking forward. So we are revolving around these three terms always. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. What is this? Are they three different technologies? Not exactly. Not exactly. So we are talking about AI, machine learning, and deep learning. So let us try to understand each and every stuff. What is this deep learning anyway? So deep learning is exactly the core part of anything that we do for machine learning or artificial intelligence. So deep learning is the subset of ML. So as simple as that. And what is ML then? ML is a subset of AI. So what is AI? AI is the final output of a machine learning. So AI is the final product. So let's imagine you're coming up with a solution. Let's imagine so you want to build a machine learning model to predict a cancer, maybe before it is going to the very worst stage. So your machine learning model can able to predict a cancer in the very early stages. Okay, so you have a kind of application, a software or a hardware that you have built, that is the AI at the end of the product. That's an AI product, for example. So that's what it is. So I'm going to show you a lot of AI demos in AWS today. So you're going to enjoy it, but make sure you stay till the end of this webinar to learn this, okay? And when we talk about machine learning or deep learning, so it revolves around these three types. One is called supervised learning, unsupervised learning, or reinforcement learning. So this is how really machine learns the data, a different kinds of data, how it will be. So let's imagine what is supervised learning in a first time. Supervised learning is as simple as that. So let's imagine I'm going to provide you this example in a very layman terms that you can understand very easily. So what is this supervised learning? It's everything is about data here. Okay, how is your data? Okay, so let's imagine if you have a features and the labels in your data. So then you can train the data by using supervised algorithms, a supervised technique. So what do you mean by features and labels? So let me try to provide an example. So here I have three different country coins. I have Indian rupee, I have United Arab Emirates, I have Liberty coin. Okay, so each and every coin has a different weights. So a coin weighs 5 grams, a coin weighs 2 grams, a coin weighs 4 grams. So here the weight of a coin is a feature and currency of a coin is a label. Okay, let's imagine you trained a machine learning model with both features and labels. Okay, so let's imagine if a coin is going to weight 5 grams, so then it is going to be a 1 rupee coin. So that's how the machine learning model makes a predictions, as simple as that. So wherein unsupervised learning is much simpler than supervised learning. So learning with no label data, that's it. In supervised learning, you have both features and labels, but in unsupervised learning, you don't have labels. So for example, let's imagine we have a good example. Let's take a cricket as an example. Like we have a bowlers, we have, I mean, especially we have a bowlers who take wickets, and we have a batsman who score runs, right? So what if we cluster those datas into a group of clusters, right? Something like this. Let's imagine I have two axes, x and y. X holds wickets and y holds runs. We group the all the data points over here. Let's imagine based on total number of wickets, we can find who is that bowler is, and based on total number of runs, we can find who is that batsman is. So clustering, basically, what do you mean by that? We cluster all the common objects. Let's imagine, okay, let's imagine you're trying to let's imagine we have a for example, let's imagine we are trying to uh, we're trying to grouping uh, the consumables. Let's imagine let's imagine electronic appliances, for example, consumer electronics. Let's imagine a headphone, for example, a wireless headphone, probably a wired headphone, a speaker, for example, or maybe a home theater. So we can able to group this all these electronic appliances into one similar group, right? So maybe a music, maybe we can group that into a group called music, because everything is a audio. You can able to wireless headphones, wired headphones, speakers, home theaters, everything comes under a music, and maybe where you consume audio, right? Similar to that. And where we have a reinforcement learning technique. So what is this reinforcement learning technique? Let's imagine we have a machine. This is your machine. This can be your server, Raspberry Pi, any high-end devices. Let's imagine we're going to train pictures of a pet animals. Let's imagine I'm going to train all the pet animals I have: cat, dog, maybe a pig, cow, whatever it is. So then I ask my machine to make a prediction for a given picture. I pass a picture of a cat, then my machine made a wrong prediction saying it's a dog. That's bad. Then what I do, I give a negative feedback to my machine saying, this is not the dog, this is a cat. So this negative feedbacks will help my model to relearn it, right? And then if I pass the picture of a cat again, then it makes it's a cat, not a dog. So reinforcement learning technique is learns based on the reward based things. I mean, let's imagine if it learns something really good, I give a reward for it. So it's like, and I'm tapping it back saying that you're doing a really great job, go ahead, do it, get more better in it, right? So, and if it is making any mistake, I'm going to give a negative feedback. So that's how it works. Cool. And if you consider these three types of learning, supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, all your machine learning use cases, what you're talking about, maybe use cases from space industry to agriculture industry, everywhere, will fall on these three types, obviously. Okay, so it may be a supervised learning techniques where we are talking about fraud detection, maybe ATM card fraud, online transaction fraud, like email spam detection, image classification, something like that, right? Or maybe unsupervised learning technique, face recognition, or maybe text mining use cases, wherein reinforcement learning, maybe robotics, maybe a self-driving cars, for example, so can be a good example too. Okay, so this is about all about the things, the trends in AI and ML. But let us talk about the reality today. Okay, let us talk about the reality. So why AI or ML in AWS? So why AWS plays very important role? What's so special in AWS comparing to Google or maybe Microsoft Azure? So I'm here today to give you the best that I can give in 90 minutes. So we are talking about AWS here, but this is what the reality says. So here is the statistics from Statistica. You can go and check it in online. So if we consider AWS, Amazon Web Services, they are doing great job comparing to any other cloud platform. Obviously, other cloud platforms are really doing good, but this is the data. This data says, so the global market share of all the different kinds of cloud industries, so especially Amazon leads a market by $100 billion. So they hold almost 33 percentage of a market. Okay, so that means what? That means what for you? So that is directly proportional to the amount of job opportunities that you can find, the great things that you can build, the great jobs that you can get, right? So that's a deal. So we have other cloud platforms like Azure, Google Cloud. They offer similar kind of services. Obviously, there is no issues on them. But here comes the reality. So I couldn't adjust this slide. That's the reality. There are a lot of things that I want to put it in a one single slide, but I couldn't, but I tried my best. So there are more than 10,000 of customers. They are already using AI services, machine learning services in AWS. So a lot of use cases are around AWS already. So obviously, so there is no doubt about getting started with AWS can provide you a great options here, right? So let us think about more options. So here comes the entire AI and ML stack of AWS. So this is what exactly AWS offers for you. So this is the total package of AI and ML services what AWS offers, but there are later services that I didn't included in this obviously. So AI services. So this is what we are interested today. I'm going to provide you a lot of demos on that and ML services. So AI services, as I mentioned, those are ready services. You can just grab those services and you can build a solution and you can use it for a deployment in a production work. So there are wide varieties of AI services. For example, vision. I mean, computer vision. So if you want to work on use cases like face recognition, object detection, if you want to build a, let's imagine, if you want to build an intelligent system for a security purpose, let's imagine if you want to do something with a CCTV cameras, if you want to do a lot of face recognition, if you want to monitor if any strangers entering into your CCTV, let's imagine the CCTV surroundings. Okay, if you want to do something like that, anything related to computer vision, you can use that. Speech related services, Amazon Poly. Amazon Poly is the exact service. Amazon Poly is the exact service that I provided a demo before I start the session, right? There is someone inviting you guys to the meeting, right? So that is called Amazon Poly. I will provide you demos on that. So there is a text related services. Are you a guide working lot into the text, processing lot of documents? So here is the AI services. You don't believe Amazon AI services can process the entire document. Just upload your PDF. Just upload a picture that you have scanned in your in your phones. If you have a JPEG picture of a document, so it can able to extract every insight from the document. I mean, it can able to process. It can able to process. Let's imagine a forms, tables, everything. It's a great application for medical use cases, especially in the situation where you want to process invoices, for example, medical prescriptions, a lot of things. Search-based services, chatbots. Chatbots are ruling the world today. You know that everywhere you can see a chatbot. So chatbots are everywhere. You can see a chatbot in a website. You can see a chatbot in a Facebook. You can see a chatbot in an e-commerce website, right? So chatbots ruling a digital marketing world. So it is replacing the customer support as much as possible. Obviously, they're doing a great job. So today, if you go and talk to a chatbot in a Flipkart, for example, or a chatbot in Amazon, there is no human being sitting in front of you and talking. So there's a chatbot who is talking to you. So yeah, so then we have personalization services, forecasting. We are talking about forecasting, right? So you can use this exact Amazon forecast service to forecast your electricity bills. Obviously, yes. So you don't need much programming skills even to use this AI services. Yeah. So fraud detection. So if you want to build a solution related to the fraud detection, ATM card, online transactions, you can do. Are you a developer looking for some AI services when you're developing a programming? You want to make sure the way that you write a program is correct. AI can tell you. Or maybe contact lens. This is a service related to customer support. And very, very, very importantly, so you need to know about ML service, that is Amazon SageMaker. So Amazon SageMaker is a master in entire AWS. So by using Amazon SageMaker, you can build anything. You can build anything that you want. You can build all these AI services. You can see all these AI services that I'm displaying here. You can build everything from a scratch. Yes. So I can explain Amazon SageMaker in the three letters: B, T, and D. Build, train, and deploy. What do you mean by build, train, and deploy? So let's imagine you want to build a machine learning environment and you want to train a machine learning model and you want to deploy a machine learning model in a production ready environment. Yes, I will suggest you to think about the template that I showed you. So if you remember, I showed you this template, right? So this is what exactly does. Amazon Sage, by using Amazon SageMaker, you can able to fulfill this entire template. You can train, you can build, you can train and deploy your machine learning models in a production ready environment. So that's what exactly the SageMaker is. So the most powerful tool, if you want to become an expert, you need to learn that. And Amazon supports other frameworks. Let's imagine we are talking about famous machine learning frameworks like TensorFlow. So TensorFlow is the world leading framework if you don't know. And we have a MXNet, PyTorch, Gluon, CV, Keras. There are many different kinds of frameworks that we can use in AWS actually. And other things like AWS provides you very powerful GPUs, very powerful CPUs to train a machine learning model. Obviously, you need a hardware. Even if it is a cloud, you need some hardware to train a machine, right? It may be your own PC, it can be, in case if you're not thinking about the cloud. But if you're thinking about the cloud, you have a lot of options. It provides very powerful CPUs, GPUs, and a lot of other options like elastic inferences, FPGA, and Inferentia. So that's why AWS is more powerful, and that's why AWS SageMaker is more powerful. As I mentioned, SageMaker is the exact service that is built for data scientists or maybe a developers like you. So where you can able to build, train, and deploy your machine learning models in a production-ready environment. So so this is how the SageMaker portal looks in case if you are going to getting started with SageMaker, for example. Okay, so you can see the reality. I showed you thousands of 10,000, more than 10,000 customers, they use Amazon. And you can see the real machine learning services at a scale right now. So the reality is, you know that, for example, if you consider Amazon.com or .in as an example, you can see 4,000 products. This is a pretty much an old slide right now, but you can see there are more than 4,000 plus 4,000 plus products are processed within a minute in Amazon.com or .in. And you can see 1.6 million packages every day Amazon packs it, and you can see billions of Amazon Alexa interactions every week. So right now, you know that Amazon has Amazon Fire Stick. If you remember, you can able to attach, you can use that for watching movies on your PC projector, wherever it is, right? And you know that the reality now, Amazon has already started delivering the Prime Air delivery, I mean using drones to deliver a package, right? The world is going somewhere else. Looks like a science fiction movie. Yes, we are in a science fiction movie. Cool. So, and there are a lot of things that you can get started. There are a lot of algorithms to getting started. So, as I mentioned, maybe if you want to get started with a TensorFlow, you want to use Apache Spark, PyTorch. So, those are the algorithms, software packages, what industry offers you to getting started. So, and what kind of programming language I can use to getting started? Obviously, to if you want to become an expert, if you want to become a specialist, you need to know how to program, because then only you can able to design your own machine learning models. So you can start with a Python, you can use R, even you can use today C++ or JavaScript, even a Java to getting started with machine learning. So what is the best tool that I can use? So maybe if we are thinking about the industrial perspective, most amount of the machine learning jobs in a production runs on Python, and using Python is very easy. So getting started with Python would be a great deal. And once you're done with Python, yeah, thinking about getting started with R can be also a good option, right? So this is just a quick statistics from KD Nuggets. So it represents the trend in algorithms. If you see the TensorFlow is already leading the algorithm world, and we have Keras, then comes PyTorch and other algorithms. So that means most amount of the use cases runs on TensorFlow. Using TensorFlow is easier, and you might wonder there. A lot of mobile companies, I mean smartphone companies, they use TensorFlow Lite. It's a lighter version of TensorFlow for use cases on a mobile phone. So maybe your face recognition cameras, I mean a face unlocking system in your mobile phone might be working with TensorFlow, who knows? And here comes the real deal. So the job opportunities in AWS machine learning. So how the industry looks, what is the actual trend? Let me show you the real data. So this is the actual statistics that we took from itjobwatch.co.uk. You can just Google it, you'll find this website. So this is how the real things looks. So the actual trend you can see started around 2008, and the trend started really picking up around starting of 2012. and you can see the actual trend right now in the year of 2021 today. So this trend is yet to go up actually. So this is the statistics of the job vacancy trend in machine learning around the world. So that's it. This slide provides more insights for you, and this might not be the this might not be the only one information that I need to provide. I like to provide more. You can just Google it. There are a lot of job opportunities today waiting for you to getting started. So the job opportunities probably in Mumbai, or maybe the job opportunities in Bangalore, or maybe in United Kingdom. So, or maybe if you're in US, everywhere. So the opportunities lies for you. So more than 10,000 jobs in your location, probably more than 3,000 jobs only in Bangalore, probably. So yeah, and let me give this insight on this final slide, and then we will get started with a demo actually, right? That's what we are waiting for. So this is the annual salary range. This is the annual salary range with the perspective of hiring companies like Oracle, maybe Accenture, maybe Amazon, or maybe TCS or IBM. So the minimum salary range, it starts from 500K. 500K, that's a minimum salary. You might be wondering. And the average goes to 1500K, and the maximum goes to 7000K. So this is the data. We took it from Glassdoor. Glassdoor puts a lot of data. They are into the job markets. So similar to the Naukri, what we have in India, if you don't know. So this is actually the reality with the perspective of this hiring companies. What are we waiting for then? So let me help you to taste some AI today on AWS. So I want you guys to stay till end of this webinar. So you can download free ebooks and you can enjoy all these demos that I'm going to provide you. Okay, let me go ahead right now. Okay, so I told you, like, you might be wondering who is that guy who is talking, who is inviting you um, to the webinar, right? I told you it's an AI service. It's called Amazon Poly. So I'm an Amazon Web Services console. So I have we need to have your own AWS account to getting started with AWS. So in case if you want to know how to do it, I will help you. No issues. So Amazon Web Services. This is how the console looks, and you can use this search option to getting started. Otherwise, you can use this services option on the top left corner. And here comes all the machine learning and AI services. So they have a lot here, you can see, right? So there are more than that actually, but so let me get started with Amazon Poly. After clicking Amazon Poly, you will be landed to this page. Okay, so Amazon Poly is exactly a text to speech conversion platform. It can convert all the text that you type here into a speech. Let's imagine they have two kinds of an engines, basically an algorithms, natural and standard. So natural sounds like more like a human being, more like a human being, obviously. So here I picked English US. So there are varieties of languages, obviously. So I chose Kevin as a male, the voice that I want. Okay, so now I'm going to hit listen. You can also listen to me.
Hello, folks. I hope you all doing good and safe outside. Welcome to our webinar on AWS Artificial Intelligence. We will be starting our session in 10 minutes. Stay till the end of this webinar so we'll not miss any live demos from us. Believe me, you're going to enjoy those demos. And you can download machine learning ebooks for free. Only if you stay till end of this webinar.
So thanks, Kevin, but our webinar has already got started. So you can see this is what Kevin does. I can change the language here. I can change the different voices. I can choose Matthews, and I can choose even a few female versions also. I can hit listen.
Hello, folks. I hope you all doing good and safe outside.
Okay, you can see. So this is the great service. You can see a lot of. I know that few people's already using it. I will tell you for what. Let's imagine you can automate in case if you have a website, in case if you have a blog. So if people comes to your website, why do you let them read? Why do you let them? You can just let them listen, right? If they come to their website, you integrate that with Poly. Poly can read out everything that you have. Otherwise, otherwise, let's imagine if you want to build, uh, so you can tell me yes, in case if you're heard about there is a service, I mean, there is a product called Amazon Audible. You might be heard about Audible from Amazon, right? So what if you can able to build, I can tell you, like, you can build Audible from by using Amazon Poly. Obviously, few integrations has to be needed. You can build a product like Audible here. So this is what exactly the Poly does. So this is my first demo. So folks, I'm going to open my session to Q&A. You can ask me a lot of questions. I will suggest you to wait. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you one more demo on Textract. So Textract is the exact service that I'm talking about, which can able to process a documents. Documents. Let's imagine if you're a guy who is working much into the documents. I mean, if you're working a lot with invoices, billings, medical prescriptions, or maybe anything that you want to do with the document. So Amazon Extract is exactly built for processing a document. So automatically extract handwriting, text, or a data from any document using machine learning. So it can extract handwriting even. Okay, let's imagine if you have a school kid, if you have a the lecturer's note that you have taken from your college, and if you want to convert everything that you have in handwriting into digital document, what if you can do it by using Textract. So if I go to try Textract, here is a quick demo. You can see here I have a sample document already uploaded by Amazon. You can also hit choose up file and you can upload it. So here I have my employment application, that is a sample application. You can see here there is a handwriting in this document and there is a printed text also, right? So employment application, it says the person name is so Jan Dio, and his phone number is 555-0100. Don't dial that number right now. You can dial it later, but I hope that's a fake number. So, and I have an address of that guy, and I have some previous employment history table also. And towards right side, if you check, towards right side, if you check, you can see I have a raw text extracted from that document. So the entire document has been processed. I have employment application info. I can select it. You can also check towards the left side of my screen. It is toggling over there. So home address, mailing address, all those stuff. And the most powerful part of this Amazon Textract, it can able to extract forms. It can able to extract tables from it. So if I select forms here, you can see the entire form is extracted. So you can see this is the form, right? Phone number, full name, home address, mailing address. So I have a form extracted. I have a name in that form, a phone number in that form, address, all the stuff. And if I select table, it can able to extract the complete table. So I have a table with almost 4 columns, which is explaining the employment history. So this is about Textract. You can use SDKs, which is provided by Amazon Textract, to build your own solutions actually. So this is about Amazon Textract. And I want to show you one more awesome demo, that is Amazon Recognition. You're going to love it. After showing Amazon Recognition, I have to show something really good that can able to after showing after talking about recognition, I'm going to help you to make you better and to get started with machine learning in a better way. I have a way to show you, but let us get started with recognition right now. So what is Amazon Recognition? As I mentioned already, it's a platform for computer vision. You can do anything by using recognition, especially into computer vision. It uses a deep learning technology, right? So here is the quick demos that I can try to provide. So let me go ahead with demo on label detection, okay? So Raj has said recognition spelling wrong in Amazon. No, it's not actually. So Amazon, they named their platform as recognition. That's what the name is. So we are not exactly talking about the word recognition that you are talking. Yeah. Okay, you can see label detection. What do you mean by label detection? So it's if we go back to the same picture that we are talking, right? So if you're going to talk about, so I showed you a picture initially, if you remember, right? The picture of a park. So let's imagine what if we can able to, so after describing this picture by ourselves, we extract a lot of information from it, right? I can able to extract a scenery. The scenery is a park. I can extract a lot of objects from it, like dog, a dog, and a man, a woman, maybe a bench, a path, and a dog which is carrying a ball in his mouth. A lot of insights, right? So that's what exactly Amazon recognition label detection does. So here I have a picture of a random guy who is skating in a road. So my machine learning as AI solution, AI recognition has made a predictions already, and it has extracted a labels for me. You can see if I move my cursor, it says it's a person, it says it's a skateboard, and it says it's a car, lot of cars. And I have this bounding boxes on top of it, car, wheel, right? And towards the right side, you can see all these labels with accuracy. Accuracy is nothing but, so here it says it's a car. So 98.8 percentage, a machine is sure it's a car. So automobiles, vehicles, transportations, person, human being, pedestrians, skateboards, sports, all the possible. It throws out all the possible labels for you. Okay, so what if I try to upload a picture from my laptop and let me try to do some magic? Like let's do some real machine learning over here. Okay, so let me try to upload a picture from my laptop so you can enjoy the real demo. Here we go. Give me a second. Let me try to grab a picture from my laptop. Okay, I got something. Okay, I'm going to upload a picture. Cool. Here we go. So here is the picture that I have uploaded right now. You can see my machine has already made a predictions. I mean, it takes very few seconds. So if I move my cursor, you can see it says it's a person, computer keypad, right? So laptop, another laptop, another person. So you can see we have done a real demo right now, and I got all the possible labels. It says PC, computer, electronics, person, human being, computer keypad, hardware. So it throws all the possible labels for you here, right? So LCD screens. So you can use Amazon recognition, especially label detection API, to build anything. So Amazon recognition provides a SDK. I mean, you can build a software on top of it. You can create a beautiful front end applications, and you can call Amazon recognition to do the job. And I just want to reveal one more truth today, especially in case if you're joining from US. Okay. So I just want to know if anyone is joining from US, you can just tell me yes if you're joining from US. You can just tell me yes in a chat window. In case if you're joining from US, I want to tell a truth about Amazon recognition, especially in case if you're joining from US. Okay. Okay, so one person said yes. Okay, here is the truth. So if you don't know, Amazon recognition is used by many different customers. Many corporates uses Amazon recognition, and especially US government is using Amazon recognition actually. So US government for what? So I will tell you the truth in a minute. So I'm going to talk about one more use case, that is phase analysis. Phase analysis. Okay. After talking about this, I will reveal the truth how US government is using it. So we are talking about the one more use case, that is phase analysis. So this might be the exact technology, similar technology that you might have in your own smartphones, which uses a face analysis technology to unlock your phones. So here we have a picture of a beautiful woman. She is driving a car. Okay, and so machine has already analyzed her face. I have possible predictions towards right side. Let us check it out. Looks like a face, 99.9 percentage, appears to be female. Isn't it good? So it can able to recognize a gender. So 93.3 percentage, the machine says it's a woman, a female. Age range, check out the age range, 21 to 33 years old. So she is exactly, yes, 22 to 21 to 33 years old. Smiling, appears to be happy, wearing glasses, wearing sunglasses, eyes are open. Yeah, we cannot predict whether the eyes are open or closed, but considering a situation, yes. Mouth is open, does not have a mustache, right? So let me toggle one more sample picture that I have here. So here I have three faces. I can try to select any face that I want. I want to go to the picture of a kid. So it says looks like a face, 99.9, appears to be female, 99.2 percentage. Check out the age range, 5 to 15 years old. Makes sense, right? So let me toggle the picture of her dad. So age range 21 to 34. Her mother's 21 to 34. Yeah, exactly. Probably they are in the same age. So this is about phase analysis. Okay. So let me go to the next demo, that is phase comparison. Here comes the truth. So US government is using, so Amazon recognition especially for computer vision. So they are using multiple APIs. They do many different stuff, obviously. And let's imagine for a face comparison. So let's imagine before this, we are a fans of watching movies, right? We love watching Hollywood movies, especially action movies, or maybe Bollywood, Kollywood, whatever the wood it is. So in especially in action movies, you might see they show the crazy technology. They use this face comparison technology to find the matching face. I mean, let's imagine if a terrorist is in a country, so they want to predict whether there is a terrorist is roaming around the country in a different maybe like a in a different shape. Probably they want to find if there is any matchings. So for the exact same use cases, the US government uses, right? So if you are in US, you are part of Amazon recognition already. So here comes the phase comparison application. So it compares a phase. So we have a reference phase and we have a comparison phase. So we're going to compare the phase which is in a reference phase, and we're going to compare that with a comparison phase. And here we get a results if there is a matching phase. And you can see a picture is in the reference phase. It's also present in the comparison phase, which gives a similarity 99.9 percentage. And we have rest of other phases which are not matching. So I can toggle the picture. We'll try to find the same picture of a kid in the another phase. So you can see, yeah, the picture, the face in the reference phase is also present in a comparison phase. So this application, this API, not only just finds a face, it can also crop, and it can able to give that particular representation where exactly the particular face is located actually, right? So this is about Amazon recognition. And I just want to show you one more demo before we proceeding further with other demos. Okay, let me go to celebrity recognition. So, so here is a celebrity recognition application. So celebrity recognition is all about, so this application can recognize a celebrity. I mean, we know who is the guy, Jeff Bezos, right? You know that the former CEO of Amazon. So you can try to upload our own pictures here. We can try to make a prediction. Let me try to upload one more picture from my PC, and let's see if it can able to make some predictions out of it. Uh, okay, here we go. You know who is the guy. So here comes the Prime Minister of India. So Narendra Modi. So it can able to make a prediction showing that it's a Narendra Modi. He's a celebrity. I can hit learn more. It will take to some Wikipedia, so where you can try to understand more about him, obviously, right? So this is about celebrity recognition, and I like to end this demo by showing a final demo on PPE detection. This is the new service Amazon has made, right? So PPE, you know that personal protective equipments, Amazon has developed this during this COVID situations. So right now, you know that everyone is coming out of this pandemic situation, right? And there is a huge application. There's a use for this PPE detection use cases. So right now you can see the biometrics in your office is being replaced. Biometrics in your school, offices is being replaced with face recognition technology. What if tomorrow you can provide this technology, you can provide this solution? Yes, tomorrow. So what if you can able to offer this solution for your for your client. You can build it, right? You can sell it. So you can try to use Amazon recognition, and you can integrate that with a camera, let's imagine. And let's imagine you place this camera in front of your office, school. It can able to make it can able to predict whether the incoming person is wearing a mask, incoming person is wearing some PPEs or not, right? So, and then only, let's imagine you do some automation, it opens the gate only if you wear your PPEs, right? So isn't it amazing? You can build something like this. So here comes a PPE detection. If I move my cursor here, I have a picture already. It predicts it's a head car, a face car, hand car, right? So I can toggle a picture here, and here we go. So I have a bunch of peoples where it can able to make a predictions together. So face car, face car, face car, head car, right? Isn't it good? So this is about Amazon recognition. And I would like to show you one more demo, and there is a surprise for you. There is a important announcement that we need to make. So let's go ahead and I will show you one more demo. So then there is a one more AI service demo that I would like to give. You're going to enjoy it, but you need to stay till end of this webinar. Still, we have almost 20 minutes to end this webinar. Okay, I'm going forward to the next AI service. Okay, so I'm talking about another AI service, that is Amazon Transcribe. So what do you mean by Amazon Transcribe? So Amazon Transcribe is again NLP service which can able to do automatic speech recognition. So what do you mean by automatic speech recognition? It can able to recognize your speech and it can able to convert that into text. So this has a great use cases, especially events like this. What if I can able to put a live subtitle, right? Let's imagine, like if I can able to display a live subtitles on your screen right now, right away. You can able to just read out, right? So what if you can able to design something like that? So there's a great use cases like this. So let me try to create a subscription. You can able to see what might be happening. So I'm going to start a streaming. So whatever I speak right now, whatever I talk, it's going to convert that into text. Yeah. So let us get started. Start streaming. I'm going to start a streaming now. Okay. I guess it is getting started. Okay, I guess it's doing its job. Hello, folks. Yeah, so it's doing its job. So, as I mentioned, okay, so after this demo, there's an important announcement is going to come. And after this announcement, I'm going to show you some exciting AI service demo. You're going to love it, but you need to wait till end of this webinar. Okay, so thank you. Okay, you can see this, right? You can see this in live. You can see everything that I talk, it is converting into a text here, right? You can see, okay, I guess it's doing its job. Hello, folks. Yeah, so it's doing its job. So as I mentioned, so yeah, so there might be having some glitches, but still it can be optimized, right? So yeah, this is about Amazon Transcribe. Okay, so before I throw the announcement which I'm talking about, I would like to know, so here, like a webinar, right? Just a theory. You learn what I show. You just learn. You just watch what I show. It's like watching a movie. It's like just watching a movie, right? So I just want to know how many of them are really interested to getting started with a hands-on. I mean, what if I show you how to create this AWS account and how to use this SDKs to write some program, doing some real-time projects on industrial data. I mean, talking about real-time data. Tell me yes if you're interested. You can just throw S. I will tell you what. So Sunil said yes. So I'm going to provide you answer soon. So Ravi said yes. Stephen said yes. A lot of S's. So here comes the great opportunity that you can really, I can able to help you to getting started with machine learning, and I can throw a lot of light. I can show a lot of light in a tunnel. So here comes the announcement. So if you don't know, so you're probably going to know today. So here comes the surprise. But before showing this surprise, so you should be like, I'm just the the entire motto of this webinar you to understand the importance of machine learning, what is really happening in the world. So I just like to proceed with showing this a simple explanation which provides more insight. We know that the traditional way of shooting a movie, a traditional way of a journalist who is reporting a news, maybe monitoring some events, something, right? You know that the situation where a cameraman goes along with a pilot in a chopper like this, right? So till 2009, and you know that this situation has been completely reversed. More importantly, just in 10 years, this entire situation has been turned just in 10 years. And you know, like the amount of the revolution, I mean, especially when the internet comes into the picture, right? So you can expect the same trend in machine learning soon. That's where I'm going to help you to getting started. So we are actually planning, as you expressed your interest, we are actually planning a complete 2 days hands-on workshop. I repeat again, a complete 2 days hands-on workshop, not a webinar. You going to make your hands dirty. Dirty not means dirty. Obviously, you're going to do some hands-on along with me in these 2 days. You're going to learn by building a machine learning model. So more than 10 plus hands-on exercises. We're going to build a real-time industrial project, especially by using TensorFlow that I mentioned. So dedicated mentorship. I will be there for you to help you. So this session will be around 10 hours, which will be consisting of both theory and hands-on. Okay. So so the dates are over here. So the dates are going to start from 20th of November and 21st of November. That is on Saturday and Sunday. So it's going to start on Saturday and Sunday. The timing is something like this, which we try to match all the different kinds of time zones. If you're joining from IST, EST, or CST, yeah, good to go. And if you're going to ask me a question, there is a this is not going to be a free workshop. There is some costing in that, but we made sure it's a reasonable costing, and it's going to be too much comfortable for you to attend. As I mentioned, the intention is to bring the community. So we do more than that workshop. So we are trying to build a community of ML and AI. We are trying to bring students, working professionals, college professors, maybe anyone together. We do a lot of stuff like this. And here we go. What is the pricing that we are offering? It's very affordable. You know that. Yes. So there are a lot of people that are telling like, okay, so your price is too much affordable, but we want to keep it like this, not to be too much higher. And that comes with some strings attached. So we are not doing this workshop for 50 or 100 peoples together. That's why we are doing this only for the lucky 30 peoples. That's the intention. So we need to make sure we keep our the group smaller so I can deliver efficient things during the workshop because it's a hands-on, right? So we have a pricing starting from 1,999. That's it. It's the amount of money that you spend for your dinner along with your friends, actually, right? So Ravi, I'm just displaying the price. You can check my screen. It's 1,999 rupees. And not just a workshop here, you get more than that. So after attending this workshop, so you'll be doing a 2 days hands-on real-time projects, and you'll be getting a lot of free ebooks. You'll be having an access to recordings of this workshop, a community support. What do you mean by community? This is the important stuff. There is no tata bye bye after this workshop. So we will be adding into our community groups. It may be a Facebook group, WhatsApp group. So we will be helping you. I mean, keeping in touch. So putting a lot of reads, blogs, posts on machine learning. We do a lot of webinars like this. I know you are excited, so you can attend it. So access to webinars, some hands-on guides that we provide, right? So this is for the per person. In case if you're joining as a individual, you can register it. Otherwise, if you're going to register as a group of two people or maybe greater than two, right? Per group of greater than two or just two, you're going to get a 10% off by default by once you choose the ticket. Okay. In case if you're joining from other country, if you're an international participant, if you want to see the pricing in dollars, it will be in $30 per person. Exactly like that. $30 per person. So the same access to free ebooks, recordings, access to community support, access to webinars and hands-on guides. So you know that because so due to this pandemic situation where we are coming out, we are kept it our price very low. We usually charge 3,000 rupees, but we had to keep it very affordable. Yep, here comes the opportunity that I promised. The time for you to get started with machine learning by doing real-time projects. So it's not the first time that we are doing a workshop actually. We have done a couple of workshops already, as I mentioned. So and let me show you what is exactly the Citron Technologies and what we do and why we are the best persons to deliver it. Okay. So I'm going to open the session for Q&A. So give me a few seconds. So let me deliver this. So you can talk. We can talk a lot. So we have done a couple of workshops, and not just workshops. We have done real time the courses. I mean, AWS Machine Learning specialty certification courses too. So we have a domain expertise on machine learning, deep learning, AWS IoT stuff. So yeah, one second. So let me just open the course, the workshop curriculum so I can explain what exactly that we're going to learn in these 2 days, okay? So we are supported by Government of India. So we are incubated in PSG STEP Coimbatore, and we are under the NIDI AR funding opportunity from Government of India. We have won a couple of the awards. So Best Startup Award in 2018. We represented our products and solutions, especially AI and ML solutions in international stages, and we are being a part of AWS Activate program under AWS. Okay, so yep, we are. So here is the workshop curriculum that we're going to that what we're going to learn in these 2 days. I'm going to share this registration link, the course curriculum, the workshop curriculum details in a chat window in a few minutes. So let me just go through what we're going to learn. Yeah, here comes the workshop curriculum. So the day one and 20th of November, we're going to getting started with the introduction to ML and AI. Yes, we're going to start from a few basics. So we're going to start from introduction to ML and AI. This is where we're going to talk about the fundamentals of ML and AI, Python, and as I mentioned, the very important, the core basics to getting started with machine learning or deep learning, statistics, probability, data engineering, data analysis. Then comes introduction to deep learning and other ML algorithms. So then I'm going to show you how to use AWS Cloud. We're going to help you to create AWS accounts, all those stuff. And then we're going to have a tour on AWS. We're going to explore all the ML services, AI services, introduction to SageMaker, recognition, right? So, and especially we have dedicated a session for Amazon recognition. We're going to use a SDKs, and we're going to build an application. We're going to do a lot of computer vision by writing some code, right? We're going to do all these use cases: object and scene detection, image moderation, facial analysis, celebrity recognition, face comparison, text and image, or video analysis too. So video analysis too, yes, you can use Amazon recognition to do some real-time video processing. Okay, so then comes Amazon S3 and other databases. We're going to also talk about using databases because we are using cloud. You need to store your data somewhere. We're going to talk about very powerful storage platform that is called Amazon S3. Very important stuff. And here we come. We're going to explore a few AI services again. And the main thing, the main course is Amazon SageMaker. We're going to getting started with Amazon SageMaker. It's a very important service if you want to become an expert. So as I mentioned, we're going to build a real-time project by using TensorFlow on Amazon SageMaker. We're going to explore TensorFlow and we're going to build a real-time project on top of it. We're going to do a lot of things like creating a notebook, creating a training job. As I mentioned, we're going to build, we're going to train, and we're going to deploy a machine learning model in a production-ready environment. So this is our stuff. And yep. So the recordings will be provided for you. So you'll have access to recordings for a couple of weeks. You can rewatch it. And if you want to know what exactly our customers talks, how our customer feels, honestly, I mean the previous customers, so previous participants who attend our workshop and courses, this is how exactly they feel. So especially the participants who completed sessions, I mean the courses, they also written an examination from AWS. They got a certificate even. right? So and so they feel really happy. So they feel the way that the content is delivered to them is they like it very much. So I want to keep it in the same way. I just want to maintain this as much convenient for the users to understand. Yep. So this is all about us, and yeah, so it's time to share the download. Let me share the registration links in the chat window so you can. Yep. Okay, so I have shared the registration links in a chat window. The first link that I shared is for registration for the workshop. So the second link for downloading the curriculum. So you can download the curriculum from the second link. And the third link is to download the free ebooks that I promised that you can use. So if you click on the first link, you'll be diverted to this page, which is called Townscript. This is where we have hosted our event. So you can find all the relevant informations that I discussed over here in this website once again. So you can check out all the details informations here, and you can use book now button, and you'll be redirected to a page where you can book your tickets. I mean, if you're an individual, if you're a Indian citizen, you can choose this. Otherwise, if you're international participants, you can choose this actually. Okay. So this is it. So I have shared the links over there in the chat window, so you can use it. So I'm going to provide a final demo, and then we can talk. So what if? Uh, so tell me how many people you guys are interested in music. So if anyone here are musicians, or if you love to listen to music, you can just tell me yes. So, and for other peoples, I will suggest you to keep preparing your uh, questions ready. And in case if you feel comfortable, you can drop your questions in a chat window. So let me keep on answering it. So I'm going to talk about Amazon Deep Composer. Amazon Deep Composer is it's a AI tool for generating a music. So a few people said yes. Ravi said yes. Uh, Obi Van said yes. Cool. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your names wrong. Okay, so Amazon Deep Composer is a AI service that is used for generating a music, but this is not exactly the service that you need to know to become an expert in machine learning. This is for just attracting people's to use, to understand, to enjoy machine learning. So by using Amazon Deep Composer, you can generate a music. Let's imagine if you are a guy let's imagine if you want to generate a music and you know how to use this piano, right? So Amazon Deep Composer itself is a device that you can buy from Amazon.com. Okay, so Deep Composer will look something like this. It's a composer. It's a composer that you can buy it from Amazon.com on the e-commerce websites. So you can just have a one single tone, right? Obviously, like you don't have drums, you don't have jazz. Let's imagine what if you want to produce a rock music? You need to have a band, right? You need to have a band, peoples who knows how to use it, right? All the different drums, jazz, whatever it is, right? But what if I tell you don't need that? You just need to have this composer. The rest of the things a machine can able to take care. So I will show you how to generate a music here a very quick way, but you can just explore this in much more detailed way. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to my composer here. You can see here I have my virtual composer. So yeah, so I'm not good at music. I'm not going to compose any music today. So but still, if you're interested, you can compose it. Okay, my music is bad, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick some default musics that I have. So what I'm going to do, there are a lot of musics here. I have Beethoven. Let me pick Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Yeah, let me just listen to it. So we are ending our session with the music. Obviously, I'm going to open the session for Q&A. I'm not ending it. So what if I convert this music? What if I convert this into jazz, rock music? What are you talking about, Sharat? So can you convert that into rock or maybe a pop? Yeah, it is possible. Let me get getting started. I'm going to pick a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So there are three algorithms here: CNN, or GAN, and transforms. So GANs are very famous algorithms to proceed with the music. So here I can choose algorithms. I have so MuseGAN or UNet. I will go with MuseGAN. I have three options: rock music, pop, jazz, symphony. So rock, pop, jazz. You tell me what to choose. Okay, I will go with your options. What to choose? Rock. You need rock, pop, jazz. What do you need? So I will go with the total number of the higher values. Yeah. So okay. So few people are telling pop, rock, jazz, symphony. So I didn't get it exactly. So let me just look forward for the more options. Just tell me which music that you need. So whether you need rock, pop, jazz, because I just had every votes as rock. Okay, so few people said rock, rock, rock. Okay, I can see rock, more options. I will go with the rock right now. Okay, I will pick rock music. So more options for rock. I'm going to hit continue. Let's see. So now my algorithm is generating a music. It's done as quick as that. So here we go. The difference. The blue represents just the music that we composed by using this composer, and the green represents the music is generated by AI. So I have a guitar, bass, other musical equipments. You can try to adjust it even. Yeah. So let's play. Let's listen. Not bad, isn't it? Right? So it's doing its job, but still I can able to adjust different things here so I can make it better. Yeah. So this is all I have for today. And yep, I will suggest not to miss the opportunity. So we're going to do a lot of hands-on in this workshop on November 20th and 21st. So make sure you register. I will look forward. Let's have more fun by doing hands-on. Okay. So now I will open the session for Q&A. You can unmute your mic. You can ask me a question. Otherwise, you can throw your question in the chat. I will answer your questions. I will give answer for your questions. Yep. So let me know if anyone has a question you can throw in the chat. Otherwise, let me check in the chat if anyone has a question. Yes, Ravi. So Ravi asked, certificates will be given for the learners. Yes, after completing this workshop, every participants will be getting a certificate from a mentor. Yes. Okay, so few people are asking for sending a registration form. So I'm going to send a registration link once again. Okay, so the first link that I'm sending is for workshop registration. Second link for downloading the curriculum. So Anand asked a question, do you conduct this workshop every month? Not exactly every month. So we have a different flavors of workshops. We do ML workshops, we do IoT workshops, we do a full certification course. So we uh, do it in a different schedule as there. So Afsal asked a question, is there any free cloud services for machine learning? Actually not. So there are no free cloud services, Afsal, for machine learning, because every cloud, maybe Amazon, Google, or Azure, they're going to charge you because clouds are used for production work, right? So there is no cloud because someone is another side is maintaining all the resources for you. He is maintaining a software, he's maintaining a hardware. But Amazon provides 1 year free trial for you. I mean, every clouds provides 1 year free trial. So once after you registering for our workshop, yes, you will be getting a 1 year free trial for entire Amazon. You can use Amazon Web Services for free trial within a free trial, so you can learn a lot. So Subham asked a question: what are the prerequisites for this workshop? So not nothing much. Anyone from science and engineering background, they can attend this workshop. If you have a knowledge of using an internet, and if you have a few basics on any programming language, let's imagine if you're aware about C program, Python, or maybe any programming language, it will be easier for you also. You just need to have an internet and you need to have an AWS account to getting started. So I will spare a few more minutes in case if you have a question, you can unmute your mics and you can also ask me a question. So let me share the registration links once again. So here is the stuff. So 10 plus hands-on exercises, one real-time industrial project by using TensorFlow. And you can download the course curriculum that I mentioned in the second link that I shared you. So Ravi asked a question. I only know C programming perfectly, but bit of C++ and Python. So yeah, it will not be any difficulties for you, Ravi. So you are the right person. So because we will be explaining each and every line of a program during a workshop, so it's our responsibility to make you uh, better in that. So yep. So what are the prerequisites you have? It's met. Okay. So let me know if you guys have any more questions. Feel free to ask. I'm here to answer all your questions. So I know about Python objects detection recognition programming, Mohammed. Good for you. So let me know if you want to get started with machine learning, how to use SageMaker, especially how to use AWS services to getting started. Maybe you can think about registering for our workshop. So Bharati asked a question: certificate from Amazon? No, the certificate will be provided from Psitron Technologies, Bharati. Yeah. So mark your dates. The workshop is going to be happening on 20th and 21st of November. So 2 days you're going to be merged with complete hands-on. Yep. Awesome, Mohammed. So then yes, so you are in the right place. We're going to play with AI services, ML services, especially SageMaker in this workshop. So let me know if you have any questions or doubt regarding this workshop so I can help you. So I'm going to spare a few more minutes. Let me see if you have any other questions. So Subham asked a question. I don't have a AWS account or any work experience in AWS. Is this workshop works for me? Okay, so that's a great question. So you don't need to, it's completely okay if you don't have AWS account. I know like almost 70 to 80 percentage of people's here, they don't have AWS account. So you can create AWS free trial account where you will be getting a 1 year free trial. So we will help you in that. And you said you don't have any work experience on AWS. That's okay because you are getting started with AWS and AI ML in this workshop. Yeah. So if you're really thinking about machine learning, if you're really thinking about to getting started with AI services, getting started with machine learning, and if you're looking forward to move your career into AWS, yeah, here is the opportunity. That's a right place that you can grab, right? So Mohammed asked, what is the last date of registration? Mohammed, there is no last date for registration. Here is why. Because we're going to offer this workshop only for 30 peoples. The last day is the day when the 30th person who going to register it. So it's first come first serve. Once we block 30 seats, so yeah, we are sold out. So we'll be closing a registration. So Anjali asked a question: 6:30 p.m. or a.m. It's 6:30 p.m. So in India, we're going to start from evening 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST. So probably we won't go till 11 p.m., but exactly the 11 p.m. is the exact time that we are setting. Yeah. So if you are joining from EST time zone, it's going to be 9 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Or maybe if you're from CST, 3 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So again, Ravi asked a question, when is the last, tell me about the registration last date. So as I mentioned, Ravi, there is no last date for registration. We have 30 seats. The day when the 30th seat is booked, the registration will be closed. So Mohammed asked a question, but there is no choice to submit a fee through Easy Pay or Jazz Cash. Okay, so Mohammed, in case if you're joining from India. So for India, so they support all the different kinds of payment platform. Townscript supports international credit cards, debit cards. I will suggest you to go with that, credit card, debit cards. You can use, if you're joining from India, they have a lot of payment options like Google Pay or other UPI options. Okay, from you're from Pakistan, so you can use, as I mentioned, you can use. Okay, for example, okay, let me just try to submit my data here. So you can use multiple different payment options. You can see there's a debit card, net banking, wallets, or IBM. I will suggest you to go with the debit cards, which will support international debit cards and even a credit card too. So they have an EMI option also if you feel to go with in case if it supports in your country. So there are a few more questions coming. Let me try to answer that. So Stephen asked a question, taking this workshop, will it help the job opportunities? Obviously, yes, because the most important stuff, we every stuff, the everything that we deliver in this workshop is according to the industrial expectations. We teach exactly what exactly industry is doing. For example, tomorrow you might get a job in Netflix. Tomorrow you might work in a job in Amazon itself. So Amazon use their own AWS cloud to construct a model. Netflix completely runs on AWS if you don't know. So they use all the AI services, the tools that we use in the exact same way that we are using it, obviously. So this is a workshop where you will be getting started with AWS, AI services, all this stuff. So Mohammed, so as I mentioned, so you're mentioning there is no account that you gave. So I will suggest you to check probably for international payment gateway, you should have either uh, like okay like either debit card or credit card. So like you are from Pakistan, I will suggest you to choose a pricing in a dollars. That will help you because I know that if you have same rupees, don't select Indian rupees, just select dollars. That is $30. You can able to make a payment in that way. Ask me a question, guys. I'm here to answer you. So you can tell me yes in case. Okay, so okay, so let me share before that my contact informations in case if you want to talk to me via WhatsApp or call me. So I'm going to share my contact informations. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share registration links along with my contact information. You can contact me anytime. So we'll be sharing the recordings of this workshop uh, after probably today. So on Sunday, yeah. So I'm going to also share my email address as you asked. Yeah, here we go once again. I have attached my email address. So I'm going to spare 1 more minute in case if you have any questions, let me know. So make sure you don't miss this workshop considering we do a lot of hands-on. Yeah. So Stephen is also asking for a LinkedIn profile. Let me share the LinkedIn profile. Give me a sec. Here we go. Yep. So, yep. So once again, a quick. So the workshop is going to happen on 20th November and 21st. That is Saturday and Sunday. So we are starting the starting fee is 1,999 Indian rupees. You get access to ebooks, recordings, community support, webinar, and hands-on guide. And in case if you have friends, I will suggest you to share this with your friends, your colleagues in your network. They will be really interested to join along with you, so you can get a 10% off with that. So you can save around 200 rupees on per person. So remember, this is only for 30 people. Once we registration is closed, there is no last date. Okay, so once the registration is closed, it's closed. Yeah, it's closed. So yeah, so and in case if you are an international participant, I will suggest you to choose a price in dollars. Go with dollars. Yep. And you can reach out to me anytime to the given number and email address. I'm here always to help you. I will be your mentor during a session. Yeah, it's going to be more fun than this webinar, obviously. Okay, so I have few more questions. I want to use AWS for my research work. I want to use this for my work. Do I have to use manual videos to get started? Okay, so Rani asked a question. So she want to use her website, sorry, the AWS account to the research. I mean, so like, okay, let's imagine if you're getting started with research, probably on what? Okay, if you're getting started with machine learning using AI services for your research, yeah, this workshop can able to help you to getting started. Other than that, if you need any resources support, just ping me. The possible community support under a community standard, we can able to help you. So Afsal has said thank you for free ebooks and the session was informative. Yeah, thank you, Afsal. Okay, so Muhammad has just asked. Uh, Okay, so okay, cool. So Mohammed, so but as I mentioned, so the possibilities are this. So I will try to make a note. So let me check. And but yes, so once if 30 seats are filled, probably because I don't want to crowd because we are doing hands-on. This is the hands-on workshop. I just don't want to get any more than 30 people inside the workshop because this is the reason we'll be doing a hands-on. So everything that I do on my screen, you'll be doing it on your screen. Okay. So there will be a lot of things that we need to talk. Like you might be getting some errors, bugs. I need to resolve that. I need to give some suggestions to resolve it. Right. There will be there will be a lot of interaction between you and me. So if there is a lot of peoples, I cannot do that. That's why we're limiting to 30 peoples. So yeah, you welcome, Mohammed. I will look forward a message from you. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so Ravi asked us as to the rules and requirements that we put it. Every participant must have their own laptop on their own. I mean that means Ravi, just we are talking about you. You need to have your laptop to attend this session because it's a hands-on. It's not your own laptop. Maybe if you have your friend's laptop, someone's you can borrow it. That's completely okay. But we are suggesting you to attend the session via laptop because this is an hands-on workshop. So you might be joining through a mobile phone right now for the webinar, possibly many people's. That's why. So thank you. I guess this is all what we have for today. Let me know if you have any final question. I'm going to answer that. So yeah. So let me just stop the recording.